Great. You're all here. And now I'd like each of you to come on stage and tell us a little something about yourself for 3 minutes. Are you excited? Are you nervous? How many people are scared to death? Well, then you probably agree with Jerry Seinfeld when he said, most people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. So I'm a speaker, a trainer, and a speaking coach, and tons of people have called me over the years to ask me if they can get rid of their fear. Lots of people have fear of public speaking due to speaking trauma in the past, which could be from giving a presentation in school or at work or from messing up a major job interview. And as a speaker and trainer, I know that many people can't get it together. And so I help them do that. It would be great if you never had to give a presentation again. I teach the class Speaking Out here at Columbia, and I also teach acting. And many people feel that they can't speak without being nervous. And so the number one reason that people, corporations, associations, and speakers call me is because they need to get to the next level of their career. And business experts have said 85% of your success comes from your ability to communicate well. And 70% of jobs require some sort of public speaking. The number one reason people often call is because to get to the next level of their career, people have either said that they need to improve their communication or they know that they need to. So it's very important. So what do we do when we have to present? A lot of us just go in, put on our armor, and rush towards the battle like a knight, hoping to God we survive. But I'd like to ask you today to do something else, which is unarmored communication, to be authentic, to be real, and to connect. Unarmored communication is when you can just be yourself, get rid of the judgment, get rid of the perfectionism, and just be real. People don't want you to be perfect, they want you to be real. And Maya Angelou said that a lot of people don't remember what you say, but they remember how you made them feel. So, we all know this, in any communication, whether it's to one person or 100, there's you, the message, and if you're virtual, the audience. And when you're nervous, where do you think your focus is? You, the message, or the audience? Most of your focus is on you. And several things happen. And that is, you have what's going on in your head and what's going on in your body. You all have those small voices. Anyone have a small voice, talking, noise, 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 all the time? You have a small voice in your head, and you're really nervous, and you're standing up to give a presentation, and you say, I'm here today to, they know you're here, Lori. They're looking right at you, duh. I'm here today to, why don't you say again? You sound real smart right now. I'm here today to, wow, is it hot in here or is it just me? This is not going well. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Anyone ever felt like that? You also have physical symptoms, and that is sometimes our heart races or you get sweaty. There's all sorts of symptoms. For me, I have everything going on in my stomach. My stomach has butterflies. It goes crazy. It goes crazy when I'm scared to death, and it goes crazy when I'm totally nervous. It goes crazy when I'm super excited, and it goes crazy when I'm totally in love. So my wedding day was a really absolute hot mess. So people call also to get rid of their nerves. And nerves you can't always get rid of, and that's okay, but you need to learn how to have your nerves work for you instead of against you. Because nerves are just energy. And energy can change form, just like water. Water can become ice, it can become steam, it can become water, and it changes form. So instead of saying, oh my God, I'm scared to death, I'm super nervous, I just say, I'm so excited. I am so excited to be here today with you. So if your focus is on your message, that's when you get a spider web full of words. And we all know people who talk too much, right? Talk, lots of noise. And we also know people who are boring teachers. We've been in boring meetings, right? They think the words stand for themselves. If you've ever been in a boring class or a boring meeting, you are not alive if you haven't been in one. You are not breathing right now. But people get trapped in a spider web of words. And when a fly gets caught in a spider web, it's not coming out. Maya Angelou says, people don't remember what you say, but they always remember how you feel. Now, when your focus is on the audience, that is the first step of unarmored communication. So 85, 90% of your focus should be on the audience getting it. That's when you have real communication. So my message needs to make it all the way to you, and to you, and to you. So that is really important. The second step of unarmored communication is to get buy-in. They say, tune in to WIIFM radio. What's in it for me? So I love infomercials. I know it's embarrassing, and it's true, but I love infomercials because I think, how in the world can I not know that something existed 3 minutes ago, and all of a sudden I've got out my credit card? I mean, it's amazing because they engage me, excite me, influence me. So one day, I used to be a producer and a trainer and a project manager for a company, and we did presentations for trade shows all over the world for major corporations, so I traveled a lot. So one day I'm in Vegas, and at night I'm whipping through the channels, and I see all sorts of infomercials that says, would you like lush green grass that is the envy of all your neighbors? Yes. Would you like to lose 20 pounds without doing anything except giving us your credit card number? Yes. Would you like to make perfectly crisp bacon in the microwave in minutes? Yes. A couple minutes later, my husband calls and said, what are you doing tonight, hon? Are you going to the casino or seeing a show? I said, nope. I just bought the Bacon Wave. And he said, what? Yes, Bacon Wave. It makes perfectly crisp microwave in the minutes. But wait, there's more. You get the bacon warmer absolutely free. The bacon warmer absolutely free. Only 2 easy payments of $13.99. Shipping and handling not included. I got the Bacon Wave. I loved the Bacon Wave until the Bacon Wave had a fight with the microwave, and the microwave won, and the bacon, the plastic melted all over the bacon. I guess that's why they no longer make the Bacon Wave. But if you have absolutely no life whatsoever, you can always take up bacon weaving. Look at the amazing things you can make with bacon. The third step to unarmored communication is to tell stories. Stories are how we connect, they're how we relate, they're how we remember. Stories are really important. They say that stories stay in our mind 3 times longer than information, 3 to 10 times. So our brain works, first of all, we remember what we see, And so if you're telling a good story, we're able to visualize it. You go on the ride, we're on the roller coaster right next to you, going up and down and there for the ride. Second, our brain remembers what we feel. So if you tell a story that has some emotion, it will stick more. And third, we tell stories that you hear. That's the third thing we remember, what we hear. So they say that facts tell and stories sell. And there's a very simple formula for stories. And that is a point, a story, and a point. And I'll give you an example of this. So the point is, stories are very powerful and they can tell us something about you. So I had a client, Brogan. He was interviewing for academic scholarships at colleges. So we met and I said, of course the classic, tell me something about yourself. And he said, well, I have a 4-point grade point average. I play a lot of sports. I volunteer at my church, and he was a great kid. So I said, I was still digging for something more. And I said, well, why did you decide that you want to go to University of Florida? And he said, oh, that's simple. Ever since I was a little kid, I always knew that I wanted to work in cybersecurity for the CIA. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And he said, but I didn't know where to go to school. So I'm sitting on my bed one day, and I'm thinking, where should I go to school? And then I thought, I know, I'll call up the CIA and ask them where I should go to school. So he got the number of the help desk. He called, an older woman answered, and he said, hi, my name is Brogan, and I'm 17 years old, and I live in Crystal Lake, Illinois, and I want to work in cybersecurity at the CIA. Where do you think I should go to school? And the woman laughed and she said, well, tell me more. And then she said, well, from what you've told me, I think the best place for you would be the University of Florida. And I said, Brogan, you have to tell that story right away in the interview. He's like, nah, you have to tell that story. And he said, okay. And then 3 weeks later, he called and said that he had gotten a 4-year free ride scholarship to University of Florida. So stories can say a lot about you, and they're very powerful. So what did that story say about Brogan? They said he's determined, he's focused, he can think outside the box, but stories are very important. So if you have to do unarmored communication, remember to tell your authentic stories, get the audience's buy-in, and it's always, always, always about them, the audience. So next time you need to communicate or present, leave your armor at the door. And if I can help you in any way, please let me know. Thank you so much.